Hello, everybody. Good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you might be joining us from in this world of ours. My name's Brian, and I am a poet. And welcome to my weekly line of poetry reading. And this, all right, I'll just get on with it. Why not? Just get on with it. All right. The Today's guest is today's guest, but first I want to read by Eat More Pizza Now, who might or might not be in the chat. Poem called Calm After the Storm. As we sit, we think about each other. Is this the calm between the storms? We sit and ponder. We rationalize. We wonder, what are we doing this for? It wasn't enough to love each other. A promise were made to us part. As the dust settles in this empty soul, was it a lie? Was it from our hearts? Now I never wanted to lose your lovin', forever ended way too soon. I know that it really doesn't matter. There's no longer us. It's me or you. The rain, it washed all the love away. The moon died and took away the ring. No more thunder as the gray goes away. The skies are all calm. The birds can now sing. I still hear your voice as I sit at night, trading my stories with what the voices said. Life's not been the same since we drifted apart. I don't know what could have done instead. A new dawn will rise eventually. My friends, my family keep promising. The minutes, hours, days, weeks, and years, it takes hard work to keep believing. As I sit, I think I found my way. The shadows appear. Frost fades away. What once frozen has melted away. This is the calm after the storm. Pizza, we need to talk. Hey, Millie, how's it going? You're not late. You got here right on time. DJ, how's it going, my friend? Tiff, and poem was by Eat More Pizza Now. Good one. And we've got here our guest, which let me add Mandy. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Well, let's see here. I have something that I made you write me, so I'm going to read it. Here we go. Okay. Let's see how Mix Mandy McGee here. In Mandy's own words, Mandy is disabled, autistic, non-binary, creative, as well as an advocate for disabled people and survivors of abuse, especially children. Currently, job as a preschool teacher. Admirable work. Get them while they're young, huh? And sometimes you work one-on-one with kids with an IEP. What's IEP?
Oh, an individualized
educational program.
Yeah, it's for usually autistic people with learning disabilities.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Mandy got a diagnosis of autism in her 30s and now 42. Okay, learning that made your life make much more sense. I'm pretty sure something like that would. Okay, in your early 30s, you became physically disabled and was diagnosed with many things: fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and motor tics. Uh, yeah, your
Yeah, so
advocacy
if
goals.
I make weird faces or noises, that's what
Hey,
that is.
hey, we're all weird here, so yeah. um, okay, so you advocate for children and who are impacted by trauma and disability rights. You like to play games and do creative projects to unwind from the heavy work. You stream on Twitch and YouTube under the @Great Catsby and
Underscore. Don't
underscore.
forget the underscore. Yeah.
And you have cats named Sir Percival and Scout Finch.
Yes. You get
And
extra points if you know what that's from.
To Kill a Mockingbird. And you have a band, Season of Strangers, and you are an anime fan. Yay!
Yeah. I love anime.
Cowboy Bebop.
That is a good one. My favorite is Death Note.
That's way too in depth for me. Noir. Have you ever heard of that one?
Yeah.
I love Noir. Tried Mad Lax, and it was just way too stupid. And then what is Witch Hunter Robin? You ever
I
watch
think
that
I've
one?
heard of that, but I haven't
Oh,
watched it. No.
it's really, really, really good. Really good. Really good. All right.
I also like I just like the ones that also involve music. Like there's one called Zombieland Saga where this guy brings back girls into zombies and makes an idol band out of them.
Wow.
It's hilarious.
Sounds like it. All right. So are you ready?
Yes, I
Stage
guess
is
so.
yours. I'm going to remove
Okay.
myself here, and the stage is yours for the next 15 or so minutes, or until you say I'm done, and then we'll come back and we'll end it up. How's that sound?
Okay.
Here you go.
Hi guys. So I'm not entirely sure how to start this. Um, I have not read any of my lyrics or poetry in a very long time, probably more than 5 years. Um, so I decided to go through them and see what kind of mess I have from my brains. Um, my band is Season of Strangers, and our last album came out a while ago. And the first track on it is called "Lullaby That the Heart Screams," and it was a song that I wrote that basically just has poetry underneath. And the poem is this: the sun embraces my face. The clouds cover the empty space. My heart reaches beneath the storm. Shadows shroud the emotions abiding. We are watching the same stars falling, while the wind pats you in a dream. Leaves mark the time passing by. Our memories are as wide as the sky, and our love is petrichor. So that was one. Um, so I guess like I wanted to just talk a little bit about thank you. What poetry means to me. Um, and it goes hand in hand with music. Like both of those together have always been um, pretty much what I live for. I breathe. I don't know if I could stand not being able to sing, to read poetry, listen to music, make music. I feel like I'd probably die. And a lot of times I really like listening to songs that sound like poetry. One of my favorites is Interpol. I don't know if anybody has heard of Interpol. I really like their lyrics. And I don't think I pulled that one up, and I wanted to read it to you real quick. Sorry, I thought I had pulled it up already. Okay. This is by Interpol, and the song is called Untitled. Surprise sometime will come around. Surprise sometime will come around. I will surprise you sometime, and I'll come around. Oh, I will surprise you sometime when you're down. It's extremely simple, but also when it's coupled with the really melodic, shoegazy, swirly sounds that are very ambient, it's just like chef's kiss. And growing up, I had a really tough childhood, unfortunately. And some of the poets that I gravitated towards were those that usually had really dark, sad poetry because it was the only thing that I felt connected to. And I guess knowing that I'm autistic now I know why I felt like an alien in the world too. So some of my favorites were like Emily Dickinson, Sylvia Plath, stuff like that. There is a part of Sylvia Plath's poem Daddy that do I have it pulled up? Oh no, did I? Hopefully, oh no, I think I did not pull that one up either, or I closed it. Okay, well I have the Emily Dickinson one up. My favorite Emily Dickinson is Because I Could Not Stop for Death. And I don't want to read the whole thing, but the very first part of it, just like it hooked me. It goes, because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but ourselves and immortality. That is just like so beautiful. And I've also always found beauty in death. I had a really hard time with accepting death of anything growing up, especially when I was really young. I had a very tough time and had constant meltdowns. Even if a bug died, I had an obsession with collecting carcasses because I felt like I needed to honor them. So I guess you can kind of see a little bit into my psyche and how I work and view things in the world. Yes, I love Emily Dickinson. I loved the show Dickinson. I'm sad that it like only got I think 2 seasons, but that's a really great show. It's loosely based off of Emily Dickinson's life. Has it been 15 minutes? I don't know. I wanted to share one of my music videos with you. Does anybody want to see a music video that I did? I'd have to send the link real quick over to Brian to pull up, though. I don't know if you want to do that when you come back up, or we can do it right now. Okay.
If you want to send it, go ahead.
Okay. Getting it. Okay. I put it in. I'm gonna put it in the little private chat here.
Okay.
There you go.
Get up there and I can find the private chat. I haven't got anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I'm StreamYard, it's like right below like brand and banners.
Oh, okay. Brand. Here. Okay. Let me do this. And then present. Screen share. Okie dokie. There.
I don't like market my band that often, so I just figured I should share it.
Okay, there's that. Now let me go back over here. Good. That was pretty good.
Thanks. And that was off of our first EP. That was a little nostalgia trip for me because I haven't watched that in full in a very long time.
That was good. Okay, so I guess we're coming to the close of this. Is there anything else? Anybody got any questions? We've got a few people in here. I know there was some Major. Hey, Pup Gruber, how you doing? And then Becky says the sparklers look like hummingbirds.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
think about that.
That's cool. Yeah, that was a pretty good song, pretty good video. I could tell you're there's a lot of when were y'all doing this? Early 2000s?
Like 2012.
Yeah, I could tell some of that influences in there. It sounds a bit like that time frame.
Well, also our influences come from like early shoegaze, like Jesus Mary Chain, The Cure,
Okay. The Cure, yeah, definitely.
Lush, Cocteau Twins.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you wanted to read? You got anything else you want to share with the audience? Hey, Rika.
Hi, Rika.
I'm glad you can make it.
I have one other thing that I wrote that I wrote this when I was probably like a teenager.
All right, well, I'm happy to be here. All right, so I'm going to remove myself and
okay. So I wrote a lot growing up because of trauma. Like I was always carrying around a notebook and always like even in like my notes app, like I could pull up my notes app and read just like lines here and there that I would think of, and sometimes I'd put those things together, and that's how I make songs. This one is a trigger warning. Nothing like too graphic is in it, but if you can, I don't know if you can tell what the material is about, but this is a very, I wrote this probably when I was like 21. I still consider myself a teenager at 21. God, like I felt like one. Okay, so this is called Gaps. Gaps in the graphics. Always knew they were there, but stuff I saw made me more reluctant to share. It was fresh, it was new, never been there before. And the scary specifics made me feel like a whore. I know if I trust you, I'll come out the other side with more freedom than ever. Nothing to prove, lose, or hide. The gaps in the graphics, I want them to stay as long as possible. Then once and forever, that ship can sail. Thank you. Thank you. My palms are sweating.
there we go.
Aw, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the love.
All right. Okay, so lately, well, one of the things to do, I'm going to read something as to go out. Mom spaghetti. Eminem reference. Lately, I have been watching a series of lectures on banned and burned books over the ages. And today I was watching one about, I don't know if you know who Allen Ginsberg is.
Mm-mm.
Allen Ginsberg, he was a beat poet, right? So he was really active in the late 50s. He was one of those Jack Kerouac and all those guys. Was Edgar Casey was his last name, or a bunch of those guys. And I actually got the opportunity to meet him.
Nice.
He died in like late 90s, early 2000s, something like that. I got to meet him when he did a lecture down in Hot Springs, and I'm going to read the first part of his epic poem called "Howl." I'm not going to read any graphic parts, but it was one of those ones that got attacked. So it goes, the part one, this is from Howl. I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical, naked, dragging themselves through the Negro streets at dawn looking for an angry fix. Angel-headed hipsters burning for the ancient heavenly connections to the starry dynamo in the machinery of night, who poverty and tatters and hollow-eyed and high sat up smoking in the supernatural darkness of cold water flats floating across the tops of cities contemplating jazz, who barred their brains to heaven under the L and Mohammedan angels staring on tenement roofs illuminated, who passing through universities of radiant cool light, hallucinating Arkansas and Blake light tragedy among the scholars of war, who were expelled from the academies for crazy and publishing obscene odes on the windows of the skull, who cowered in unshaven rooms in underwear, burning their money in wastebaskets and listening to the terror through the wall, who got busted in their public beards returning from Laredo with a belt of marijuana from New York, who ate fire in paint hotels or drank turpentine in Paradise Alley death, or purgated their torsos night after night with dreams and drugs, with waking nightmares, alcohol, and cock and endless balls, incomparable blind streets of shuddering clouds and lightning in the mind leaping towards poles of Canadian and Patterson, illuminating all the motionless world of time between.
Nice.
Yeah, he was an interesting fella. Check him out, everybody out there, if you want to. He was a very, very interesting fella. Okay, is there anything else, Mandy, that you would like to talk about before we wrap this up?
I'm not sure. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, anybody got any further questions for Mandy? Of course, you're invited back, and I haven't got a guest for next week, so next week's guest TBD. Worst comes worst, I'll just do a solo. So.
Well, if anybody knows, Laura FM is trying to do a tour, and I might be getting her on a show of mine at the end of August in Seattle.
Cool.
Cross your fingers that it all works out, because we've been trying all year to get schedules working out.
Nico, find your poetry and get a hold of me.
You want
Please.
to find whose poetry?
Their poetry.
Oh, mine?
No.
Nico's?
Nico's poetry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, find your. Oh my gosh, my brain did not read that right. Sorry.
That happens. No,
like
Nico,
words.
Here, Nico mentioned this earlier. Nico used to do a lot of poetry. So, find your poetry, Nico, and get a hold of me.
Before your ex-narcissist, yeah.
Yeah.
I wrote a lot of poetry about all of the narcissists in my life.
Yeah, there's 2 Nicos in the chat. Nico and Nico.
No.
Ah. All right, my friends. Well,
Thank you so much for having me on.
hey,
Like,
thank you for coming on. And
I'm sweating here. Like, this is hot. This is like so. Like, I just bared my soul to y'all.
and that's what poetry is. We appreciate it, believe me, we do.
Thank
All
you.
right, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.